Okay, if you're like me and been following the Naziah Harris case, then you know that there are a couple of videos that have been going around social media. Naziah Harris is the 13-year-old teenager from Detroit, Michigan, who disappeared on January the 9th and was officially reported missing on January the 10th by her grandmother, Annette Harris. Now, Annette testified during court that there was a morning routine where everyone would pretty much, get dressed before she dropped them off at the school to eat breakfast because that's what they like to do, according to the grandmother. And then they would say prayer. Well, a resurfaced video has been going around social media. The video was uploaded by Shannon Harris' sister. Of course, everyone knows that Shannon Harris is a twin. So her twin sister uploaded this video, and of course, social media does what it does, and they went and dug up this video, and it's been circulating online. So let's get into the testimony from Annette Harris, where she explains the morning routine, and then immediately after that, we will see the video of the morning routine.
Was she going to school?
Yes, she was.
What school did she attend?
J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy.
And is that also in Detroit?
Yes, it is.
Just generally, can you tell us about your morning routine with the kids, specifically Naziah, about getting them to school and things like that?
Sure. Okay, 6 a.m. That's when I get the children up. They usually get up, get dressed, prepare themselves. About 7:15, 7:20, we're basically saying prayer and we're loading up in the car. I'm dropping them off at school at 7:30. Breakfast starts at 7:30, and they like to eat breakfast at school.
And does that include Naziah? You would drop her off at J.E. Clark?
All together, yes.
Okay. Now,
What's going on with your coat? You don't know how to zip up your coat? Where your motherfucking coat at?
Right. Get these coats.
They act like it's a 98. It's a 98 degrees outside.
No.
Come here. It's up under that shirt. It's up under that sweatshirt. Is you keeping them in school on all day today? Is they gonna let you keep that on? This is thin as hell. You can't walk to school. Get your coat. Boy, you pretty ready to get slapped. Like running on your shoulders. It's cold as hell outside. You, wear your coat. If you don't take that hoodie off and put that motherfucking coat on, I don't give a fuck whether you can fit it or not. You're not walking out of here without a coat on.
Let's go. You need a
And that coat that you wearing ain't yours no way. That's the one that was too, Ariel broke the zipper on. That's her. Why are you wearing a too small coat? Because she couldn't find her, so she went up there and put that beige, remember that beige coat that both of them got during Christmas time? Ariel broke the zipper on hers. I never had it fixed. She the one that ran upstairs 2 days ago and put it on, which was okay. But of course you can't fit it. It ain't your coat.
But it's time for everybody ready to say prayer. You too.
Her. All day.
Say good morning.
Little lady up
Say
there,
good morning, everybody.
Dirty clothes. She ain't got no fucking socks. They take the dirty clothes downstairs. She wanna come to me at the last minute and ask me for some socks. I'm telling you, she gonna be leaving out of here. She gonna be barefoot with no damn socks. And whether you gotta go to school like that or not, it's on you. But she caught me at the last minute when I was getting Porter some socks. She knew that she didn't have no motherfucking socks. She knew that. And Porter knew he didn't have no damn socks either.
Better get these kids together in the morning. They know.
So next time your ass
You
gonna be
next.
barefoot.
Legend. Say good morning, Legend. Say good morning.
He is too funky foot. I was in that room for 40 minutes straightening out my clothes. He didn't come in there not one time to say he needed some socks. Looking at Mishmack bag, get you some Mishmack socks. So I helped him get some Mishmack, so he got Mishmack socks. You ready? All right.
Everybody in the circle. Everybody hold hands. That's what we do every morning on the way out the door.
All right, we're gonna let who said
Brooker said prayer yesterday.
Okay, so Brooklyn ain't said it in a while. Did you have you said it in a while?
Okay.
Well, what about?
I think it's Zephaniah's turn.
Zephaniah?
Legend, shut up. Come on, Zephaniah.
We come to you, Father, in the name of Jesus, saying good morning and thank you. Thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord.
Thank you for waking us up this
Watching over and protecting us. And no weapon shall prosper against us.
And no weapon shall
prosper against us. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. You kids have a good, glorious day. See you guys. You got basketball practice today? All right. No doors open. You guys, see you guys later.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the second video. This video resurfaced online. Again, social media does what it does, and it, dug up this video that apparently was on one of Neziah Harris's family members' social media account. Since there has been quite a bit of talk about it online, that video has now been deleted off of that family member's social media account, but social media, of course, has saved the video. So the video, I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you guys so that you can see the video, and after I play the video, then we'll get into some messages that have been going around social media. So after the video resurfaced online, there were a lot of unanswered questions, such as, who is this man? Where did he come from? Why is he touching Neziah like that? Did he have ill intentions? Social media users immediately spoke out. One social media user said that family didn't deserve that baby. I'll be so glad when they find her. Someone else also said, bro, why the fuck you was touching Neziah too with a beer in his hand, jail time. Someone else said, why was you hugging and kissing on Neziah like that? You sick and need to be investigated. Now, immediately after the backlash came from the video, several family members came to his defense. One of the family members that came to his defense identified herself and said that that's their uncle. He would never touch us. He ain't never played about that. He's super protective over us. Wrong guy. And I'll put that text message, I'll put that social media message, the post, so you'll be able to see that. There was another post that was made, and you'll be able to see that, which says, girl, you attention seeking. I said, I know my uncle didn't touch Neziah. Y'all can do your own research, and basically she was defending him, saying he's a family member. He wouldn't touch Neziah. You could do your research. Well, of course, that's exactly what social media did, right? They did their research and they found out that this man, although he is related to Neziah, because he's identified as a great uncle because he is Annette's brother. So they're saying that he is Neziah's great uncle. Although he is her great uncle, he is also on the offenders list. So that added more complexity to this, and people were not happy. So let's take a look at that. So here is the Facebook post from the family member who said to Roxy, thank you, cousin, for everything you did for our little cousin, Neziah. If it wasn't for you, her case wouldn't have been solved. You did your big one for her. You went harder for her than our aunts and grandmothers. Thank you. Now, why is this post relevant? This post is relevant because this is one of the family members that spoke out and defended the man who we now know is Naziah's great uncle, right? And said, no, that's not what he was on. It was, just him being an uncle. He was not on anything else, right? So that's why this post is relevant, because it establishes that she does know Roxy, and we all know that Roxy have spoken out and been an advocate for Naziah. So that is why this post is relevant. Okay, now as you can see, you saw the video. What's you guys' thoughts on it? Was it appropriate? Was it inappropriate? Should he have been touching her like this? If it is a family member, is it acceptable? Or are you guys just like, no, we ain't with it? Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Now, also, at this point, we know that the judge, when she determined that the case would move forward to trial, because keep in mind, we've only had the preliminary hearing at this point, she did deliver a very powerful ruling. And in that ruling, she said that the community had failed Naziah Harris, right? So a lot of people, those words have stuck with a lot of people. I know myself, for one, I'm always referring back to what she said, because I think she sent a powerful message. Like, I don't know who all failed Naziah, but the community failed Naziah, right? So if we're thinking about that message, and if we're thinking about, it seems to be a history, a pattern with the family, that let's just say that this was innocent, that he didn't intend anything by it, that it was him just being an uncle, right? That this family had these convicted offenders that were around these little kids, and it just adds merit to what the judge said in her ruling, right? That the kids were always around. They knew Jarvis Butt's history, his conviction, and he was allowed to be around little girls, having them go up to the shop. So now we know that another family member who's seen in this video is also on the same registry that Jarvis Butts is on, and he's in this video. So here's the judge ruling part of it, and then let me know your comments below. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments.
Before I get into the charges, and the main charge of premeditated first-degree murder, I have to speak on Naziah Harris and the community who failed her. And I am only presented with certain evidence. I don't know the whole story. The attorneys know more than me. The family knows more than me. But from what I have heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total, is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given the adequate attention and love. I don't know where her father is. I don't have any mention of him in her life, no presence. To Cordell, aka King, and all the men who saw Jarvis Butts hanging out and always around these young girls, including Naziah, and his 9-year-old daughter going up to the shop to clean up his shop. The school counselor who never showed up, or the person who was supposed to show up if that counselor was absent, after Naziah was on the floor on the day she went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor. There's no mention of CPS, but I wonder what their involvement was over the years, because this was not just a one-year thing. There are text messages at least from 2022. To her adoptive grandmother, Annette Harris, whose testimony, in my opinion, was very questionable. I understand why the people put her on the stand to establish Naziah's residence and the houses on Bedford and the regular routine, to establish also that Naziah was not a runaway child, that she was not a bad kid. I do believe she adopted Naziah. I do believe that she had 6 kids in the house. I believe that Naziah had on a dark hoodie the day she went missing, and that she had on red and black Nikes that day. What is hard to believe is that the defendant never came into the house as she testified. And there was also a minor that testified that he did as well. Text messages that show between him and Isaiah that he did. In the basement, saying he was going to the shower, stealing her panties. He was always lurking around the house and asking for Janiyah and Zaniyah, from what I know. I even thought about the breakfast routine and saying that all the kids like eating breakfast at school. Did they have a choice? I don't know. But to always send those girls up there to clean up the shop raises questions. And how were there 2 women in that house who have birthed children themselves who did not notice that Naziah was pregnant, and I believe she was, and not having her period anymore? But then after hearing text messages today, begging Jarvis for pads as if she didn't have anyone else to give them for her. And what stood out the most was when Annette Harris stood on the stand, and she learned around 6 p.m. that Naziah did not come home from school, and said she looked around for her and decided to wait until the next morning to call the police. Without a tear, without emotion, or any expression of being devastated. And to her Aunt Shannon, who also showed no emotion, expression of being devastated from Naziah going missing. She stated that she had friends help look for Naziah, but was directed to just wait until the morning to call the police. A grown woman who likely suspected something strange going on didn't feel the need to call the police either.